La Spezia is one of the largest Italian seaports and a popular cruise stop on Mediterranean itineraries. The city is located on the Ligurian coast, between Genoa and Pisa, and is best known as the main gateway to Cinque Terre, the famous string of colorful villages perched along the rugged cliffs of the Italian Riviera. In this video, I'll give you an overview of La Spezia Cruise Port, share some tips for getting around and how to reach the train station, and then show you the best ways to get to Cinque Terre. I'll also take you through 4 of its villages: Riomaggiore, Manarola, Vernazza and Monterosso al Mare, which I managed to visit during my cruise stop. The port of La Spezia is located in the Gulf of La Spezia within a commercial cargo area. Cruise ships usually dock at Molo Garibaldi, and a free shuttle bus takes passengers from the ship to the port exit, as walking through the port is not allowed. If you've booked a shore excursion through your cruise line, tour buses will be waiting for you right on the pier. The free shuttle drops you off at a small cruise terminal near the seafront promenade. Inside, you'll find the tourist information desk, local tour operators, and ferry ticket booths for Cinque Terre. The ferry is a popular way to reach Cinque Terre, and the ferry terminal is just a 5-minute walk from the port exit. Tickets don't need to be pre-booked. Even in July, I found plenty available on the spot. Outside the terminal, you'll see taxis waiting along the guides for pre-booked tours. Near the taxi stop, there's also a small hop-on-hop of tourist train. It does a 35-minute loop around La Spezia, stopping at the main train station, and is a fun option if you want to see a bit of town before heading to Cinque Terre. The train is the most popular option to reach Cinque Terre, as well as other nearby cities like Pisa, Florence and Lucca. From the terminal, it's about 15 to 20-minute walk to the city center and around 25 to 30 minutes to La Spezia Centrale, the main train station. If you don't want to walk, taxis cost about €15 one way to the station and take under 10 minutes. A cheaper option is the local bus. From the cruise terminal building, just cross the street toward the circular church Cattedrale di Cristo Re, and in a few minutes you'll reach Piazza Europa, where the bus stop is located. From there, buses reach La Spezia Centrale in about 10 minutes. Tickets cost between 1.5 and €2 and can be bought at kiosks or tobacco shops. At La Spezia Centrale, you'll see Trenitalia ticket machines for regional rides right at the entrance, where you can also buy tickets to Florence or Pisa. I recommend checking train times in advance, and if you would like more details on how to get there and what to see, I've covered it all on my blog adventurebegins.com. I'll leave the link in the description. If you're heading to Cinque Terre, there's no need to wait in those lines. Just step through the right-hand side entrance, where you'll find a dedicated office with machines for the Cinque Terre Treno MS card. This special pass gives you unlimited access to the regional trains between La Spezia, all 5 Cinque Terre villages, and Levanto. Plus it includes entry to the national park and a few extra perks. There are several ticket options, including family passes and different packages. I used this pass myself, and it made things super easy for hopping between villages without worrying about individual tickets or time slots. I paid €27 for mine. In the description of this video, I'll also leave a link to the official Cinque Terre Card website and some popular tours if you prefer exploring with a guide. Before I show you the 4 Cinque Terre villages I visited, I want to quickly mention my Mediterranean Cruise Port Guide eBook. It covers detailed information on 45 cruise ports across the Mediterranean, with tips on transportation, what to see, and how to make the most of your limited time ashore. If you would like to get the most out of your cruise stops, check out the link in the description. Cinque Terre is made up of 5 villages: Riomaggiore, Manarola, Corniglia, Vernazza and Monterosso al Mare. They are all part of the Cinque Terre National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site famous for its rugged cliffs, terraced vineyards, and colorful houses perched above the sea. The villages are linked by a regional train that runs every 15 to 30 minutes, and with just 5 minutes between each stop, it's very easy to hop from one to the next in a single day. Just keep in mind that Cinque Terre can get extremely crowded, especially in peak season, so trains and narrow streets often feel busy. Now, let's move on to Cinque Terre and explore the 4 villages I managed to visit during my cruise stop. If you start early, it's possible to see 3 or even 4 villages in a single day. Traveling by train is the fastest and most affordable way to get around, while the ferry gives you a scenic view of the coastline, though it's slower and a bit more expensive. Although I visited the villages in a different order, and I'll tell you exactly how at the end, I first want to give you an overview of each village I managed to see during my cruise stop. Number 1. Riomaggiore. Riomaggiore is usually the first stop when coming from La Spezia, and it's a perfect introduction to Cinque Terre. The village stretches up a steep valley, with colorful houses climbing the hillsides. From above, you can visit the Church of San Giovanni Battista and enjoy beautiful views over the rooftops and the sea. Riomaggiore is also the starting point of the famous Via dell'Amore, or Love Trail, a scenic coastal path that connects it with Manarola when open. The walk takes around 20 to 30 minutes along the cliffs, offering stunning sea views the whole way, and it's a nice option if you prefer hiking instead of taking the train. The most scenic spot, though, is down by the marina, where boats are framed by the tall pastel houses. It's one of the most photographed views in Cinque Terre. You'll also find a few swimming spots tucked among the rocks, but there's no real beach here. Number 2. Manarola. Manarola is often considered the most picturesque of the Cinque Terre villages, with its colorful houses clinging to the cliffs above a small harbor. Upon exiting the train station, you can reach the village's main church, San Lorenzo, by turning right and climbing about 5 minutes uphill. From here, you'll get beautiful views over the rooftops and the vineyards. The harbor area is the real highlight, especially at sunset, when the pastel houses glow above the water. It's one of the most photographed spots in Cinque Terre. From the marina, follow the paved path along the cliffs for about 5 minutes and you'll reach Punta Bonfiglio, a panoramic viewpoint with sweeping views of the village and the sea. There's no sandy beach, but many visitors swim off the rocks or dive straight into the clear sea. If you have extra time, vineyard trails above the village offer peaceful walks and panoramic views of the coastline. Number 3. Vernazza. The third village after Manarola is Corniglia, but I skipped it since it's perched high on a cliff without direct access to the sea and takes more time to reach. If you're short on time, I would suggest continuing straight to Vernazza instead. Vernazza is famous for its small harbor surrounded by colorful houses, and many people like to swim here. The village is dominated by the Santa Margherita d'Antiochia Church, a 14th century Gothic Ligurian-style church built right by the water, known for its octagonal bell tower that defines the skyline. The colorful old town behind the harbor is full of little shops, cafes and gelaterias, a great place to browse, grab a gelato or sit down for a meal. For the best views, it's absolutely worth climbing about 10 minutes uphill to Doria Castle. The entrance costs €2 cash, and from the tower you'll get breathtaking views over Vernazza and the rugged coastline. The visit takes about 30 minutes and is one of the highlights of Cinque Terre. Number 4. Monterosso al Mare. Monterosso is the largest of the Cinque Terre villages and feels more like a small seaside resort. It's especially great for families because, unlike the other villages, Monterosso has a long sandy beach where you can actually stretch out and swim. The beach is lined with colorful umbrellas and sunbeds for rent, though they can be pricey, especially in peak season. Running along the waterfront is a lively promenade filled with restaurants, cafes, and gelaterias. The perfect place to enjoy fresh seafood or just relax with a drink while taking in the sea views. Behind the promenade, Monterosso's old town is full of narrow lanes, boutiques, and shops, along with the Church of San Giovanni Battista, famous for its striking black and white striped facade and rose window. Although the natural order of the villages is Riomaggiore, Manarola, Corniglia, Vernazza, and Monterosso al Mare, I actually visited them a bit differently during my cruise stop. I first took the train to Riomaggiore and then continued all the way to Monterosso, the last village, which took around 20 minutes. From there, I caught a ferry to Vernazza. The ride took about 10 minutes and cost €10, with tickets available on the spot at the ferry terminal. Finally, I took the train to Manarola before heading back to La Spezia. That concludes my visit to Cinque Terre. For extra tips, make sure to check out my blog in the description below, where I've added links to transportation info, Cinque Terre cards, tours, and more. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more cruise travel content.